Imagine seeing a side of Bruce Lee that even Hollywood couldn't show. The deep philosophy behind every punch, every kick, every move. This isn't just martial arts. It's a journey into the mind of a legend. Bruce Lee was a force in martial arts, a powerhouse whose moves were precise, controlled, and filled with purpose. But what truly set him apart wasn't just his strength or speed, it was his philosophy. Bruce's techniques weren't just about winning fights. They were expressions of his beliefs, his thoughts, and his vision of life itself. Today, we're peeling back the layers to reveal the philosophy that powered Bruce Lee's techniques, his battles, and his legacy. From the fluidity of "be like water" to the discipline behind his every move, this is Bruce Lee as you've never seen him before. Section 1. The Art of Adaptability. Be like water. Bruce Lee's famous saying, "Be like water," has inspired millions, but what did it truly mean? For Bruce, this wasn't just a metaphor. It was a way of life, a core part of his martial arts philosophy. Imagine facing an opponent who moves like water. They flow, they adapt, they fill every gap and find every weakness. Bruce believed that rigidity was a weakness. A fighter needed to be flexible, open, and ready to change at any moment. His fight scenes reflected this. Watch closely, and you'll see how he flows from one move to another, adjusting to every challenge as if he knew what his opponent would do before they even moved. His movements weren't bound by tradition or specific styles. They were free, adaptable. And that's what made Bruce Lee so dangerous. He didn't fight with just one style. He fought with the power of all of them, like water, unstoppable and ever-changing. Section 2. The Power of Precision, the one-inch punch. One of Bruce's most iconic techniques was the one-inch punch, a move that defied logic, where he could generate immense power with barely any distance. But this wasn't just about brute force. It was about focus, discipline, and years of perfecting his mind-body connection. To Bruce, the one-inch punch represented precision in everything he did. Imagine standing inches away from him, feeling the energy of a full-force punch without a big wind-up or dramatic movement. The one-inch punch was proof of his belief that true power doesn't need to be loud or flashy. It needs to be focused, precise, and controlled. His philosophy was simple: don't waste energy, and don't move more than necessary. And in his films, this came across as something almost supernatural, a move that left audiences and even trained fighters stunned. The one-inch punch was more than a technique. It was Bruce's philosophy of precision brought to life. Section 3. Facing the Unknown, the Challenge of Legendary Rivals. Bruce Lee sought out opponents who could test him, who could push him to his limits. He knew that only by facing the best could he continue to grow. But these fights weren't just about winning. They were about learning, about understanding, and about finding ways to improve. One of his most famous scenes, the duel with Chuck Norris in Way of the Dragon, wasn't just a fight. It was a test of adaptability and skill. Bruce approached each fight as a learning experience, facing different styles, different techniques, and unexpected moves, taught him to keep his mind open, to be humble, and to always stay hungry for knowledge. These rivalries fueled his evolution, forcing him to constantly adapt, to refine his techniques, and to never settle. Bruce's philosophy was clear: every opponent is a teacher, every fight a lesson. And in that sense, his battles were never just scenes. They were steps in his journey to mastery. Section 4. Control and Restraint, Power with Purpose. Bruce Lee's approach to martial arts was not just about raw power. It was about control and restraint. In his movies, you can see moments where he has the power to completely dominate but chooses instead to hold back. Why? Because Bruce believed that true mastery lay not in overpowering an opponent, but in knowing when not to strike. In one of his street fight scenes, Bruce faces multiple opponents, each trying to land a hit, but he moves calmly, precisely, choosing each movement with intention. He knew he had the strength to end it quickly, but he chose to demonstrate a higher level of control. His philosophy taught that strength without purpose was just violence. True martial arts was about discipline, restraint, and respect. His power was not just in his fists, but in his mind. The choice to use his skills wisely, never more than was necessary. This philosophy of controlled power is what truly set him apart, showing fans that strength comes from within. Call to action. If Bruce Lee's philosophy left you inspired, hit that like button and join our channel. Subscribe to uncover more stories behind the legends who shaped martial arts. There's much more to explore.